Am I going? Am I working? I think it's going. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, yo, what's up, guys? You never really know when YouTube starts live streaming. Sometimes it tells you, sometimes it just doesn't. So I'm just going by faith right now. Oh, no, you guys are saying I started. So we're on the same page. We're on page 9. That's very important, especially for this first listen. So we're doing the first listens live right now. We're going through the Wings album, and we just finished Awake, and we just finished Mama. We're about to do Awake. That was a sign. I was testing you guys to see if we were on the same page here. Beatboxing Josh. Yeah, sometimes I have to beatbox. I don't make the rules. But yeah, Mama got me a little more emotional than I thought it would, so I had to reel it back a little, take a little siesta, but now we're back. We're back, and I'm going to go ahead and start up with Awake, which is, of course, Jin's solo, which I'm really, really, really excited for. So let's just go into this. Wait, someone has a question. I have one question, though. How did Jin become your bias? He is my bias. That's the thing, though, because like I've said, there's so much I don't know about BTS. It was one of those things where, okay, I'll have clear biases, like Wheein from Mamamoo, or like Daesung from Big Bang. And then there are those unclear biases, which is something like when people have asked me this question, it's happened many times, I'm thinking, I'm not 100% sure. Like, am I allowed to not have an answer? Am I allowed to just pick him and like say that's who it is, and I just know in my heart of hearts, or do I need something more concrete? I don't know. All I know is that that's my bias, and I could go into it further. I mean, I've really extrapolated on it in live streams for like 10, 20 minutes, but I don't have the best answer for you. I just know, and that's always been good enough for me. So I'm just gonna go into this. Here we go. Awake. Yo, these lyric videos always have the best pictures of whoever's singing. I wish you could see what I'm seeing. Wait, yeah, you can. Hold up. This is what I'm seeing, by the way. What if I just held it like this? JK. I love the breathy singing he's got going on. I've never heard singing like that. It will only be the cuts and bruises. You can touch the sky, Jin. You just gotta believe. Isn't that where it ends in the short film? Yo, these lyrics, though. These are raw. I'm trying to figure them out, though. I'm gonna be honest. I'm getting a little lost. The 6 flowers in my hand, one for each member, one for each side of himself. Even though I want to still struggle. What's he struggling against? Is he struggling against temptation? Struggling against the evil inside of himself? What's he struggling against? Jin, you don't gotta struggle. We will help you. No love, no love. Wide awake, don't cry. I'm not gonna do it. It's like I am. Don't lie, don't lie. Yo, can we just take a moment here? Because, like, one thing I've noticed throughout all of these songs in the Wings album is they've all had double meanings. And by that I mean they're not being convoluted, they're telling two stories. One being the story that we're all familiar with the short films, the ones that they've been trying to, you know, kind of explain throughout the whole Wings album, the main message that they're trying to drive home. There's a connection between all of these songs telling that story, but at the same time, especially with these solos, I've noticed that there's a connection to themselves. I've noticed that each solo has a message about themselves. I mean, do you guys agree or disagree? That's something I feel like I've seen, but I just feel like they're almost using this as an opportunity to talk about deep things about their own personal lives. And it's crazy because I feel like with this one, I mean, it didn't get me like the one it did with Mama, but this one still got me regardless. And for that, it's just, I feel like he was so struggling to try to better himself. He was struggling to try to, you know, attain some sort of goal that he doesn't feel like he's reached. And we've seen that as a theme throughout all these other songs. We've seen that with different members feeling like they're not good enough, feeling like they hate themselves, feeling like they can't reach the goals that they're trying to get as fast as they want. And I mean, that's something we can all relate to, but here it's a little different because I feel like he was doing comparisons between himself and the 6 flowers he said he was clutching in his hand, the 6 members. And of course, that's talking about the 6 sides of himself, which is the Wings message that it was trying to get across, but I saw it more as him trying to talk about the other members. What do you guys think? Do you feel like he was talking about the other members? I mean, that's personally what I think. I feel like he really was talking about the other members, right? Because it was one of those things where the other members maybe were thinking about themselves a lot, but Jin is one of those underappreciated members of the group. You know, J-Hope, Jin, I feel like Rapmon, those 3. I was just actually talking about this with some of the other K-pop reactors today, that those 3 typically are really, really, really underappreciated members. And it's gotta be something that you realize. It's gotta be something that if you were in his shoes, that's something that would be a real reality. And that's gotta suck. That's gotta really suck. That, you know, maybe you've seen polls that have happened, votes where it's who's your favorite member of BTS, and then who was always in last, you know, who were in last place. That's gotta suck. You know, I'm not gonna call out names, but I've seen even K-pop channels, I've seen reactors do polls on like who's your favorite in this reaction group, you know, with me and my friends. And I was thinking that's almost divisive. You know, it's going to divide them. It's going to start putting people on pedestals or putting other people under. It's going to say we're not a team. There's some that are going to be more important than others. And I think it's really important to realize, regardless of how we view ourselves in our friend groups or whatever, I've seen in BTS them always act as a group. I've always seen them act as a team. I've seen insane camaraderie between them that's been powerful. And you gotta have that camaraderie to come up from nothing, to be training together as rigorously as and intensely as they have for as long as they have, to go through being absolutely no one in the K-pop world to being arguably one of the biggest groups, if not the biggest currently right now at this moment. And I'm thinking that is such a transformation. You have to be close with your group. You gotta have these unbreakable bonds with those other members. So I felt like that. I felt like there was at the same time, even if it wasn't explicitly stated, I feel like there was something being said through all of these solos where they were saying, regardless of the crap we go through, regardless of the problems we have with ourselves, whether it's insecurities or fears, or, you know, stuff what pisses us off or gets us angry, regardless of those things, we always have each other, and that's enough. That's enough for us. It's enough. I don't know. That's what I got from this. Anyway, this was a really good song. This is one of those songs that I just listen to the shower when I'm like getting ready in the morning, and I'm always getting late from like to work because like I'm constantly clutching my soap like never fly. And I get a call like, where are you? Like, I'm having an emotional breakdown. It's like, oh well, you need to stop because we need you at work. I can see that happening. That's bad, but that's why I won't listen to it tomorrow morning. I'll wait until it's my lunch break. That's what I'll do. But yeah, that was such a great song. I really like that. And one thing I really do appreciate, I have to say this, and this thought just came into my head, is how different all of these songs are, right? I mean, like, some of them are just so out there with, like, I mean, like the last one, right? Like, Mama, whoa, that was out there, like, with the experimental sounds and whatnot. I love that. I love when they try new things. Even if it's not my cup of tea, which, you know, Mama was my cup of tea. You know, I drink that cup of tea for days. But even if it's not, I can always appreciate that they're going further and that they're trying new things and they're being experimental and they're being like, that's a ballsy move to try new things. You know, you play it safe. Sure, you can play it safe, but to be at their level of success and still being experimental, saying, you know, we get that we're at the height of our popularity, but we're not going to stop with our, you know, with our experiments. We're going to stop with our love of music and trying different things. I really like that a lot. I do. I can appreciate that and respect that. I really can. And holy cow, does Jin sing amazing. And it's a completely different type of sound of singing. You know, I felt like with his, I'm at a loss. I don't know how to explain it. Could you guys like somehow find a way to explain this better than me? It's so, and it wasn't just the breathiness of like, and then he goes into his lyrics or whatever. It was so much more than that. I don't know. I don't have the words. I don't always have the words. You know, if I'm trying to explain something during a reaction and I can't find the words for it, I'll probably just skip over it and then edit that part out. So it might seem like I have words for everything. I don't. I only have words for things that you end up seeing. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah, Jin improved a lot. Yeah, I mean, you guys are saying right here, I'm reading your comments, by the way, that Jin improved a lot. I didn't know that because I haven't been watching BTS long enough to see improvements of sorts. Like, I got into them hardcore back in the trilogy with Run, I Need You Prologue. That's when they hit my radar. And these short films really is when I would call myself like an actual fan. Because, I mean, those got me interested. The trilogy got me really interested. But I still wouldn't have called myself a fan. These Wings songs really got to me. Jin is like Suga. No, I'm reading your comments, by the way. Jin is like Suga. They have a lot of feelings in their voices. I agree. I definitely agree. And there's something to be said about that. And whether they're singing or they're rapping, it's still voice. And voice comes from a human. And a human is based in emotion and reason. And I feel like emotion needs to come out in your creative thought process, in your art, you know, because they're creating art for us right now. It's really amazing. But that's awesome to know that he's been improving. It makes sense, right, with how hard they train. It'd be weird if they weren't improving, but, you know, to see that big of an improvement, that's significant. That's definitely significant. Anyway, I'm gonna definitely go to the next one now. Let's see, I watched Mama, then we watched Awake right now, and next what? Is Lost. Next is Lost. So let's go ahead and just jump straight to Lost. I'm just needing a couple minutes to like pull up the video and stuff so you can do whatever you need to do in the meantime. And I'm just gonna like end this live stream and start another one right after it. So thank you guys so much for watching and being a part of these live streams / first listens / I don't know what we call these, but we'll figure it out later and I'll change the title and I'll act like I knew what I was talking about. Thanks again for watching. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you in Lost. Peace.